You start your journey as an egg, laid in the thousands by your hard-working tick mom. She's found a nice, damp patch of soil in a shady area because, like all ticks, you thrive in humidity. Your family is all about comfort. None of that harsh desert life nonsense for you. Ticks are woodland folk who enjoy a good leaf pile or grassy expanse. When you finally hatch, you're a larva, a six-legged dot no bigger than a poppy seed. That's right. You're not born with the 8 legs you'll eventually have. Think of this as your starter pack. At this stage, you're stealthy and inconspicuous, waiting for your first blood meal. Ah, that's right. You're a hematophagus creature. Fancy word, huh? It means blood is your breakfast, your lunch, and your dinner. But here's the catch. You can't go far. You're tiny, slow, and moisture-dependent. If you wander too far from the soil, you'll dry out like a raisin in the sun. So you climb just high enough to reach a host, but stay low enough to stay alive. It's a delicate dance of thirst and ambition. Your first real challenge is finding a host. You can't just walk up to a deer and say, "Excuse me, sir, mind if I borrow a vein?" No, you have to work for it. So you climb onto a blade of grass, stick out your tiny arms in a behavior called questing, and wait. Imagine standing on the side of a highway, hoping a car will stop. That's your life now. Finally, a passing mouse brushes against your perch. Jackpot. You grab on with your little claws and scuttle through the fur to find a good spot. This is where your stealth game shines. You've got specialized saliva that numbs the area and prevents blood from clotting. It's like nature gave you an anesthetic and anticoagulant combo pack. You're basically a vampire dentist. Better yet, your host doesn't feel a thing. While it scratches at fleas and twitches its ears, you're embedded deep in the underbrush of its armpit fur, slurping away unnoticed. If parasitism had an art form, you'd be its quiet master. Once you've had your fill, you'll drop off, fat and happy, to molt into your next stage of life. But oh, the drama of letting go. Sometimes you fall with the grace of a ballerina. Other times you tumble like a clumsy toddler. Either way, you've leveled up. Congratulations. You're now a nymph. As a nymph, you're a bit bigger and you've got your full set of 8 legs. It's your teenage phase, and like any adolescent, you're constantly hungry. But here's the rub. You're still tiny. Maybe the size of a sesame seed. So finding a host is no cakewalk, and unlike your larval days, you've now got expectations. You need a solid blood meal to become an adult. No more snacking on mice. You're dreaming bigger. Rabbits, raccoons, maybe even a dog. But bigger prey means bigger risk, more awareness, more grooming, more chances to get caught in the act. Your questing game gets more serious. You've learned the art of patience, which is good because sometimes you'll wait days, even weeks for a suitable host. Some nymphs die waiting, a dry week in summer or a sudden cold snap. Death by dehydration or frostbite comes easy when you're the size of a comma. But if you hold out long enough, something always comes. It has to. Evolution demands it. Now you need a new host to reach your final stage, adulthood. And there he is, a hiker trudging through the woods, flannel shirt, cargo shorts, ankles exposed like a 5-star buffet. You detect the subtle vibrations of his footsteps through your howler's organ, that miraculous little sensory pit on your front legs. You climb a blade of grass, stretch your forelegs out in classic questing fashion, and wait for destiny to arrive. And it does. As he walks past, you grab on like a pro. You're on his sock before he even knows you exist. You climb higher, navigating leg hairs like jungle vines, until you find a perfect hiding spot. Behind the knee? Excellent. You pierce his skin with your barbed mouthparts and start your feast. This time you'll stay attached longer, really savoring the meal. But this isn't just about you anymore. You've brought company. During one of your earlier meals, maybe on a chipmunk, maybe a mouse, you picked up a little stowaway, a corkscrew-shaped bacterium called Borrelia burgdorferi. It's been quietly waiting inside your midgut for this very moment. Now that you're feeding again, Borrelia makes its move. It travels from your gut to your salivary glands, then slips into your host along with your spit. Your saliva does more than just lubricate the bite. It numbs the skin, prevents clotting, and suppresses the immune response. It's the perfect cover for a microscopic invader. Congratulations, you've just transmitted Lyme disease. At first, the hiker notices nothing. Maybe a little fatigue a few days later, a mild headache. He thinks it's just the lack of coffee. Then comes the rash. If he's lucky, it's the classic bullseye, red, expanding, and unmistakable. If he's not, it'll be hidden somewhere inconvenient, or never show up at all. Meanwhile, Borrelia is on the move. It spreads through the bloodstream, setting up quiet outposts in joints, the nervous system, even the heart. Weeks pass. The symptoms get weirder. Migrating joint pain, stiff neck, brain fog, muscle weakness, maybe even facial paralysis or an irregular heartbeat. That's the beauty of Borrelia. It doesn't cause a scene right away. It settles in and causes chaos later. In some cases, the disease enters a chronic phase. Doctors call it post-treatment Lyme disease syndrome. Your host may feel like they're slowly unraveling, mentally, physically, emotionally. Everyday tasks feel exhausting. Their mood shifts. Sleep becomes fragmented. And no one believes them, because on paper they should be better. You've left behind more than bacteria. You've left behind doubt. But by the time your hiker finally notices that something's wrong, you're long gone. After several days of feeding, you detach without a sound, dropping to the forest floor like a sticky raisin with legs. You've fed, you've infected, you've molted a final time and reached your ultimate stage, adulthood. And now your final mission begins, love and legacy. You rest, regain strength, weeks pass, you wait again for the right host. Finally, a host appears, something big and furry. Perfect. You latch on, your barbed mouth parts locking in, and begin to feed. But this time, it's not just about the blood. You have bigger plans, reproductive plans. Tick romance is subtle. You don't strut into a club or swipe through Tinder. You just lie in place and let the males come to you. They wander across the host's body like confused party guests at a speed dating event, waving their forelegs and searching for just one thing, your pheromones. When one finds you, he approaches carefully, touches you with his pedipalps, and mating begins. The male may die shortly after. You, however, get to work. Now you're feeding not just to live, but to create. Every drop of blood is converted into eggs. You stay attached for days. You grow bloated. Your body expands until you look like a grayish grape with legs. Your skin stretches tight, smooth and shiny like a water balloon about to burst. You barely move anymore. You're a walking incubator. Internal enzymes begin transforming blood proteins into yolk. Every twitch of your abdomen signals progress. A few more eggs complete. A few more parasites in the making. You're vulnerable now. Birds peck through the brush. Ants investigate your bloated form. One wrong move, and your reproductive dreams could end with a beak or a stinger. But somehow, you survive. You hold on, because evolution has made you stubborn, patient, and incredibly good at disappearing into the dirt. Finally, when your body can hold no more, you drop off the host for the last time. You crawl through the leaf litter, seeking a quiet, moist patch of soil. A secluded corner of the forest floor, where life can begin anew. Then, over the next few days, you lay your eggs. Hundreds. No, thousands of them. Tiny, translucent spheres, each one holding the potential for a future parasite, little six-legged larvae waiting for their turn to quest, cling, and feed. Your body, now drained and collapsing, begins to shut down. And then, nothing. Just dirt.